it's Don and Bonnie. We are Cards and Constellations. Aries, this one's for you. We are the team that is marrying astrology and tarot on the web. We're not the only ones doing it. Hit that subscribe button and let's get to it. We're going to start with some overall energy and then go on to the astrology, and overall at the end, I'll give you a major reading. The overall energy of your week for the tarot feeling is a struggling week. This is not going to be one of your better weeks. This is going to be a week of some intensity, a week, however, of that intensity coming to an ebb. So when it's a 9 of Swords, know that you are not going to be here much longer because it will finally come to resolution. Whatever has been holding you back, whatever has been challenging you, whatever has been testing your patience, it's coming to an end soon. And that Knight of Cups says, soon you will be happy. So push forward. Bonnie, let's get started with the astrology. What you got?
Well, we're going to start with the moon because this week on July 2nd, we have the first quarter moon. And remember, that's when we do all the work. But in order to find out what we're working on, we have to step back to the new moon. Now, this moon is in Libra at 7 degrees, 25 minutes. The new moon, if we go back, happened October 2nd, 2024 at 10 degrees, 3 minutes. Now, next, we will see the full moon in Libra. That won't occur until April 2nd of 2026 at 12 degrees, 20 minutes, Libra. And then lastly, the last quarter moon where we turn away and appreciate what we've accomplished, that will be December 30th of 2026 at 5 degrees, 16 minutes of Libra. Now, Aries, this week, there's a lot of change. We have a tug of war between Pluto and Mercury right now. Mercury has entered his pre-shadow for retrograde. He turns retrograde on July 17th. So we have big changes pulling against information and technology and communication that is slowing down. There is a kite this week in the middle of it, leading us towards Saturn, which is in your sign of Aries. The title of the kite being the moon, I meant the tail of the kite is the moon. So we are pulling our feelings along. So this week, you are the leader. Concentration, responsibility, discipline for some. There might be some karma. For you, you may feel like you don't have enough help. But this is why you're the leader. You know how to handle all of it. And that is how you learn best. There may be, there may be slow progress given retrograde, but there may be a little bit of luck also this week dealing with Jupiter in a square. Also, there's a square between the sun. As a leader, dealing with your identity, and a mystic rectangle is found on July 1st. Emphasis that there is a talent in waiting. It indicates for distinct areas of life, and it is about learning balance. Time management is a key integration, and it is imperative. There is a potential core of strength. It includes Saturn in the 6th house. It wants to lead us towards our health, towards nature, solid work habits, and a sense of purpose. Pluto is in the 4th house, and that has us at home with family, self-care, emotions, big changes at home. The moon in the 12th house is about endings and closure, spirituality, karma, and the subconscious, leaving it behind, and Mercury in the 11th house, working with friends and social groups, technology, and wishes for the future. You'll see lessons and change in communication about your feelings. Dawn, what do you have?
as you know, we spoke about this card already, so we know what that means. Let's get into some of the more gritty details. There is a page of rods here. The page of rods is telling you that your frustration is probably around work and work, folks at work, or whatever you're doing with your career. This could be around younger people. This could be in an essence that there's a generational issue. Maybe there is a situation where the young folks want to go in one direction and you want to go in a different direction. If you're younger, then the problem is you want to go in a different direction and the older folks are set in their ways. So this is a generational problem, a generational irritation that is festering. And it's like, okay, I need to make my point. Again, whichever side of the spectrum you're on, I need to make my point, but I'm not being heard. And so it's kind of like a throat, it's like I'm not being heard and I want to be heard. I need my point to be coming across. And so that conflict is bubbling up. It will get to a point. Again, you are at a 9 of swords. And when the 10 of swords comes, it's going to get to the point where it blows up and then gets resolved. But what I would suggest this week, with knowing that energy and also knowing here with the King of Rods, you can either allow yourself, again, there's the conflict, the older and the younger, the younger and older energies. And when I say this, by the way, let me be clear about this. It doesn't necessarily mean age, okay? This could be a newer employee versus an older employee. And again, newer versus older as in time served at the business. This could be somebody who, again, is stuck in, it could be a younger person, but stuck in old ways, and an older person very much wanting to move forward in new ways. So again, it's more about an energy around the positions of the people and not necessarily their age. And but the good part that this is telling you is that with this king and with this page, they're both in the same suit, and therefore it can be worked through. So what I'm suggesting to you this week is when you hit a conflict, when you're hitting that wall, when you think you can't seem to you're at an impasse and you can't move forward, what I would strongly suggest is that you reach out and put yourself in their position and think about what it is they're seeing, what it is they're experiencing, and then asking them to see what you're experiencing. And then maybe together, when you see through the eyes of the other person, when they see through the eyes of you, you may find a common denominator, a common something, some fact, some key, some hook. And from there, you can grow a relationship. Now, if you don't, then this is the Hangman card. The Hangman card is saying, if you do not resolve this, if you do not work to resolve this, this will continue for a while. And again, as I had spoken about, that 9 tells you it's going to take some time to get over it. But the problem is you're going to be so frustrated. And so if you want to get beyond the frustration, again, try to find some way to move forward. The Knight of Cups is here, and the Knight of Cups, as we saw here earlier when I pulled it out for that 9 of Swords, is saying this can be handled in a much more happy, much more less confrontational, a more agreeable solution. Again, you want to bring both parties together if you can. And yet another knight. I mean, we're getting knights all over the damn place. This is just crazy. So we have 3 knights here. There's a whole lot of energy. There's 2 knights and then the page. There's a whole lot of energy toward work. There's a whole lot of energy toward outreach. So this week, open your mind, open your heart, open your judgment. Maybe put your judgment, not open it, put it to rest. Maybe say, you know what, this person I never gave credit to, this person I can't, whatever. It's get rid of all that. Just say, let me experience it through them. Let me see what they're experiencing. And then maybe together we can find that. I like this because this is a 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is saying, you know what, if you find yourself at that impasse with a 9 of Swords and you do the work that the page and the king can do to come together. And again, it is work because this is the Knight of Rods. So again, that's activity and work. But you can find a happy solution. Then, of course, she's showing you that this is a 9 of Pentacles. So she's saying, I can help you all come together. I can show you the abundance of them working together because Spirit's talking to you. Spirit's talking to you, and when Spirit's talking to you and showing you a resolution, we're going to get beyond this stuff. We're going to be beyond that. So you may actually, by having heard this reading, you may find yourself expediting this process and not even having to to slowly get to 10. You may jump to 10 immediately because all of a sudden now you're finding that common ground. That's what I'm getting, Miss Bonnie.
I think that has a lot to do with Mercury slowing down, communication slowing down. There's an evaluation period coming up. I think it also has a lot to do with Saturn, learning lessons, responsibility, structure, rules and regs, you know. I think it all goes together.
Yeah. The best thing about it is, again, being open to the fact that not everyone knows everything and not everything is perfect. And therefore, sometimes we can improve. And if both parties come to that idea, that same conclusion that, yeah, maybe there is room for improvement, then there's your hook. There's the hook. So I'm excited for this. Whoever gets this, when this resonates with you, and it will resonate with you, I assure you, share with us. Let us know. Give us some feedback. Say, hey, you know what? This is truly happening in my life. And when I said work, by the way, I don't mean work only. This can be in your personal relationships. This can be relationships with father to child, mother to child, mother to grandmothers. I mean, all the energies back and forth, friends, all these things, because this narrative I put into the work environment. But again, our relationships, because this is an interpersonal relationship situation. This is how two people are finding themselves at an impasse because, again, they have their own set ways. So this does not only have to be at work. This is in your home life. This is in your family, your friends, your associates. It can even be in relationships to your business. If you're a business owner, and business relationships with your vendors, your suppliers, those kind of things. So take this knowing that this is not merely just for business. This is interpersonal relationships, generally speaking. And it never hurts to find the right answer, to find a resolution. A to the men's. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow button. Show us the love by loving that subscribe button, and also turning on the icon bell, which says notify all. When you do, if you are on Sonoran Mystic Tarot, which is over here, then please go over to Miss Bonnie's and find Your Love Goddess and hit that subscribe button. Additionally, Cards and Constellations back over here. Check them out. That is our together page. We do individual things, and then we do one thing together, and that's Cards and Constellations. So hit them all three. And when you do, you'll get notices anytime any of us post something or go live. With that said, love, light, and blessings from myself and my family, Miss Bonnie, and her family, to you and yours. Until next week, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.